Chapter 36, Lost Revenge. "Where did it go?" yelled Uma as the Triton disappeared right before her eyes and she was thrown backward onto the rowboat, falling hard on her back. Her hat tumbled off her head and she scrambled to catch it before recovering her balance. "Where's the Triton?" she screamed, looking for it on the floor of the boat, even though she knew it was gone. Lightning flashed overhead and waves crashed against the boat, dumping water all over them. The necklace's chain had snapped, and she almost lost hold of it. The rain was relentless, and the whirlwind doubled its speed, spinning them around in a dizzying spiral, obscuring their vision. "Do you have it?" cried Harry. "Uma, where's the Triton?" Uma scanned the waters frantically, but saw nothing. "It was mine," she howled. "I almost had it. It was right there." "Where?" yelled Harry. "I don't see anything." "I don't know," she yelled back. "Do you have it or not?" screamed Harry, as 6-foot waves roared and crashed over the little dinghy. He had to fight to hold on to the oars and steer the boat back to the Lost Revenge, but Uma was too dazed to answer. She was still trying to get back up and resume her balance. "Gil!" Harry cried, just as the boat lurched upward and slammed back down, throwing Gil overboard. "Where's Gil?" yelled Uma, trying to be heard above the whistle of the wind. "I don't know. He fell over," cried Harry, as he lunged to grab an oar that had slipped from its hold before it could be lost to the sea as well. Without hesitation, Uma jumped off the boat and into the churning water to save Gil. Harry saw a brown hat bobbing up and down in the froth. "He's over there!" "Help!" screamed Gil, scrabbling in the waves. "Help!" Gil went under, and Harry feared the worst, but suddenly Uma's turquoise head appeared by his side. Slowly but surely, she swam them back to safety. When they reached the dinghy, Harry leaned over and hauled them both back aboard. Gil coughed and choked and spewed water all over the deck. "Ew," said Uma. "You're welcome." That was too close. They needed to get back to the ship if they were going to survive, so she motioned for the boys to start rowing. Fighting against the thundering waves, the pouring rain, and the howling winds, they finally reached the Lost Revenge, where the other pirates threw a rope ladder down the side. "Captain's first," Harry said, giving a hand to help Uma climb the rope. Uma nodded and hoisted herself up. Gil went up next, and Harry last. The crew was vainly trying to keep the ship upright as it lurched wildly from side to side, at the mercy of the roiling, angry sea. Uma, Harry, and Gil ran to the decks, helping to hold the sail, while trying to stay away from the boom, which was swinging wildly with the wind, as well as all 3 masts, which were threatening to break and splinter. The storm raged around them, pouring rain all over everyone and everything. "Let's get out of here," yelled Harry. "We need to go back. The storm's too strong." He took the wheel of the ship and brought it around, making for the Isle of the Lost. But as the Lost Revenge reached its destination, the waves pounded against the hull, finally sending the mast crashing onto the deck, and the sails tore as it slammed right against the dock, tearing up the deck plank by plank. Shipwrecked. When the storm had passed and the ship was still, the pirates groaned and assayed the wreckage. It was clear to Harry that the Lost Revenge would never sail again. The damage to the hull was too great. A fine, light rain continued to fall, adding to the gloom. Harry sighed and removed his black trigon hat to squeeze the water from it, but he was too exhausted to be angry, and too relieved to still be alive to feel disappointment. He looked up to see Uma standing in front of him, a confused and shocked look on her face. "I had it. I saw it, Harry. It was right there. I almost had it in my hands. The necklace worked, and there was this huge surge of magic for a moment, almost as if something had opened a hole in the dome." "So what happened?" asked Harry. "There was someone else there. Some kind of magic," she said. "That's the only explanation." "You're holding something," said Harry, "in your hand." "I am?" said Uma wonderingly. She looked down, surprised to find that Harry was right. She was holding on to something she hadn't noticed in all the commotion. "Yeah, what you got?" asked Gil. Uma looked stunned to find she was holding a purple, fingerless glove with a dragon symbol embroidered on the kid skin. It could only belong to one person. Mal! Uma raged when she realized it had been none other than her fiercest rival who had been on that speedboat. Harry had no idea why or how Mal was there at the same time they were, but there was no denying it. Mal had Triton's golden Triton now, and Uma had nothing but a purple glove. Mal! You don't always get to win! Uma screamed in fury. I think she just did, said Gil. Didn't she? Shut up, Gil, said Harry, sighing as he put his black Trigorn hat back on his head.